Hi everybody and welcome to this workshop. I'm Marco from Akenza and I would like to show you how easy it is to set up a decent lab sensor and make it available for everyone, that live data from the sensor measured in real time. So let's start by seeing what I mean as make the data available. We have already prepared a Grafana dashboard for you, which we have an out-of-the-box ready integration available, so you can straightforward integrate data coming from Akenza into Grafana. As you can see here, we are already retrieving data since, well, today in the morning about temperature, VOC, pressure, humidity, light, CO2, and the occupancy. So, well, let's try to see how it could be possible in a very few passages, and the process you will see it's quite easy. So this is what we have already set up, and this is the decent lab sensor that we have already integrated with our data flow, and this is the TTN gateway that it has been set up in order to provide the connection to our decent lab sensors. So we have another decent lab sensor, and well, let's try to integrate it into our Akenza. So the first thing that we have to do is to set up another data flow. Actually, it's not needed at the moment because we already have a data flow built up for the same kind of sensor. So in Akenza, you just have to do it once and then integrate as many sensors as you wish. But well, just for demo purpose, let's create another data flow for integrating these other decent lab sensors. So we just go here, create data flow. What we have to choose for sure is LoRaWAN. And here we just choose the Things network. As you can see, Akenza has an out-of-the-box integration with the Things network, making you able to integrate your sensor without registering it into the Things network application, but by doing it directly into Akenza. And then let's filter out our device catalog, where you can find a huge number of already integrated sensors which are available out of the box, ready to be integrated into your application. And let's search for Decent Lab. And as you can see, we have several Decent Lab sensors. And the one that we have to choose is the DLIAM, capable to provide light, CO2, temperature, and many other data coming from the ambience. Here we can choose several outputs for our data flow. The data flow in Akenza is the base on which you build up your application, and it's the very first step to make the integration work into Akenza. The standard choice is the Akenza database, but you can also choose Mailgun, webhooks, or, well, each of these and integrate every one of each into your data flow. But for this time, we just choose Akenza database, and let's save our data flow. And so we just give it a name. And that's it. As you see, we now have two data flows. As said before, just one is needed as we have the same device type here. But, well, it's just for demo purpose, as said. Second step, asset inventory. Here, we can set up as many devices as we want of the same kind of the data flow that we have just set up. So let's create another device. This is the Decent Lab number 2, and we select our data flow. the TTN number 2. Here we choose over-the-air activation, and we just have to insert the device AOE, application AOE, and application key strings. So this is our device AOE. This is our application AOE. And this is our application key. Device class is C, LoRaWAN version, and well, that's it. Our device is already integrated into Akensa, and we see directly from here, once the device writes up the connection, if it's available, and the data that are available in our data flow. Let's go back and choose the previous device that we already integrated in order to see a couple of historical data. As you see, it's online. The last seen was today at 14:49, and the signal quality is, well, quite good. Here you already have examples of data, for instance, the occupancy, which is true. But if you want to go deeper into the message logs, here you can see we have the occupancy, voltage with all the data, occupancy as said, and the default topic with all the information regarding temperature, humidity, pressure, CO2, VOC, light, and everything else. Here in Akensa, you have also the connectivity details in order to set up further applications and to provide data via API. And if you want to integrate other third-party applications like front ends, like ERPs or business intelligence application, well, you just have to pick it up, define an API key here, where we have the proper menu from Akensa, create an API key, TTN API, and select the permission that you want to integrate into the API. Once you have done it, that's it. You can copy your key and use it into your further applications. But let's go back to our device, and let's analyze also the downlink function. Here you can easily send a downlink to your device just because you have to set it up, because as you maybe know, in many LoRa devices can be configured by remote by sending a specific payload, and you can do it easily from here, also enabling for confirmation. And what I really would like to show you is our rule engine. Well, our rule engine, as you have seen in Akensa, it's possible to set up a device without coding, and the rule engine does it as well. You can create a rule without writing a single line of code, just by drag and drop and in some easily passages. So just choose an input, our device, which is our Decent Lab office that we just created. Add a logic, a comparison, for instance. Choose an output by drag and drop, for instance, the temperature. And well, we would like to know if the temperature is higher than, well, maybe 25 degrees. And the next step will be an alert, for instance, hey, your temperature is higher than 25 degrees, or a webhook in order to provide this information to a dashboard and to an alarm notification, again into the Akensa DB, or, which could be much more interesting, a downlink. With a downlink, you can trigger a specific you can trigger this rule with a specific value and enable, for instance, a climate device to switch on and to cool down the room, to cool down your fridge if the temperature is too high. Easily here, with our just created data flow and the device that we just created into port, for instance, 100 with a confirmation. And here you can write down your custom payload in order to provide this information to another device and enabling in this way a complete feedback system that can manage itself based on the data that are coming from the decent lab sensor. Again, our drag and drop, and that's it. Our rule is set up. So what we have done is therefore to transfer our data into Grafana. As I said, in Grafana, we have a standard connector. And through the standard connector, it's possible to provide data to Grafana. I would like to show you how easy it is just by adding another panel. We choose panel, the connector for TTN that I've already set up, the device that we've just set up, the topic, for instance, the occupancy, lifecycle, default, and we can pick up the temperature. And that's it. We have already our graph that we can call test in order to easily recognize it. We can set up another color, for instance. And also the correct measure. And that's it. We have another graph showing the temperature again, easily set up in minutes by using Akensa, a decent lab sensor that we have set up in minutes, and the TTN connection. So thank you very much for joining us to this workshop. I would like to invite you to subscribe to a 30 days free trial of our Akensa, where you can try by yourself how easy it is to integrate a sensor in minutes, a decent lab sensor, for instance, through the TTN connection using a gateway or the already available TTN network. And for every further question, I would like to also invite you to join us in our session in the private room offered by the TTN conference. So thank you very much, TTN, for hosting us. Thank you, Decent Lab, for your sensors. And let's continue to integrate things with Akensa and the TTN network. Thank you very much.